John, welcome to your first East Bank Weekly in this very chilly afternoon. Firstly, we're going to talk about the foundation, but firstly I want you to talk to me about how long the foundation's been running for.
Well, thank you very much. It's a lovely afternoon, sun shining, and for once it's not raining, so all good. The foundation restarted again in January of this year, 14th to be precise. I was working at Surrey Cricket prior to this, and I've known Shahid, the chairman, for quite a while through delivery of one of the scholarship programs that I was running there. And Shahid mentioned to me, I think it was last summertime, that he was perhaps looking for someone to restart the foundation at Aldershot, mentioned me, and I was interviewed this time last year, so it's quite an anniversary really. I had a bit of a blank canvas when I came to restart the foundation. We had one or two priorities, and we've got it up and running, and we're almost a year down the line.
Because that, like you said, you've been there for just over a year,
just under a year.
Just under a year. And you seem to have done so many things in that little amount of time that you probably can't keep up at times.
I do feel like that sometimes. I'm sort of chasing my tail and there aren't enough hours in the day or days in the week. But it's such a varied role, such an interesting role, so many different aspects to it in all different walks of life. It's not just football, it's life in general. So it's very exciting. And very involved with the community.
And what are these sort of things and projects you're involved in within the community, if you could name a few?
Certainly. So obviously the main priority is football and getting out into the community, delivering football to people of all ages and all walks of life. So in that respect, we have delivered a primary school festival, which was actually on the pitch here last April at the end of the season. So we had over 200 school children from 20 different schools, girls teams, boys teams and disability teams came along, and we played a festival of football, which was absolutely fantastic. We are in several primary schools at the moment delivering football. This afternoon, for instance, Waverley Abbey, we've got up to 60 girls playing football there from just one school, which is absolutely amazing. We're at Cranford Park at lunchtime today, and we are running a Wildcats session this afternoon at William Cobbett.
And you say we, there's only so many hours there are in a day. You must have, a bit of a backroom staff behind it.
So we employ some casual coaches. I'm very lucky. We've been very patient to get the right people on board, but I'm very lucky we've got two fantastic female coaches, Sophie and Maz, that are both very passionate about the female game, and we're really looking to drive girls football forward.
Because that's the main project that you and I have spoken about over the last few weeks. I know that's something that you in particular are passionate about in this area.
Absolutely. This is a massive area where I think girls football is underrepresented. I actually run the Surrey Schools under-16 girls team, so I've got a little bit of a background and knowledge of girls football in that respect. We played a national or South East final season before last against Essex. We come up against some fantastic girl footballers. There's absolutely no reason why we can't replicate the same thing in Hampshire. Absolutely.
And for anybody, in a work environment, they always need to have aims and objectives for them to look forwards. What are yours in the foundation's aims and objectives?
To grow the foundation, for us to get a good reputation out in the community, for girls football to flourish, to support the academy and the boys football, and to continue with the good work that we're doing in the community for everybody that lives here. I mean, you asked me earlier some of the areas we're working in. Football's the main area, girls football, as I said, but we've also provided walking football for over 70s Nepalese people, which is absolutely fantastic. We're 9 weeks into Man v Fat football, which we deliver at the Garrison, the Wavell complex at Aldershot on the 3G pitches. Monday evenings, we have approximately 60 men signed up to the programme, all of which have a BMI of over 27.5. They're all registered onto the programme, and it's quite inspirational seeing overweight blokes running around chasing after a football.
Because I know that's another project that you work hard with and are passionate about as well.
Indeed. When you see these guys come back week after week and they're losing 2-3 kilograms on a weekly basis. One gentleman in particular, who's a fan here, Andy, he's lost weight every week since we started. This week I think he lost 1.3 kilograms, which was his least amount to date, but he's shed 10% of his body weight in that 9-week period. All of them are doing fantastically well. All of them are inspired by one another. I'm members of 2 or 3 of their WhatsApp chats and sometimes get 70 messages a day, just banter backwards and forwards between them, talking tactics and discussing how things went wrong or why they went right, and it's just fantastic. And through that, I started chatting to 1 or 2 of them about mental health, and we recently got a grant from Health Watch Hampshire, and we've started mental health football on a Thursday evening at Aldershot Lido, and I named that Talking Football because it became quite apparent through the Man v Fat that a lot of these guys had mental health issues as well, and through that we have started quite a lot of conversations with quite a few of the guys who are opening up and talking to one another and revealing problems and perhaps reasons why they are overweight or why they're unhappy. So it's been a massive turnaround in just a small part of the community. A, for them to lose weight, B, for them to get fit and healthy, and boy, they've improved over the last few weeks. And C, to start talking about mental health problems.
So that shows you're working with all kinds of different people in the area, in all kinds of walks of life. We spoke before the camera went on, even before, about our academy boys, giving them opportunities to coach as well. So it's not just people in the local community, it's our own we're sort of watching out for as well.
Absolutely. A lot of the boys on Ross's programme are doing sports leadership courses, sports BTEC. It's great to be able to support them in the work, in the studies that they're doing, going out coaching with us at different schools, different camps, learning how to become coaches, how to handle children, how to keep them engaged, happy, disciplined. It's a very important stepping stone in our academy boys' careers as well.
And obviously, we spoke about all these different kinds of people you speak to and all these kinds of different courses and things you do for people in the local community. Obviously, you're just one person, so how are these being achieved by you and the foundation?
A lot of hard work. Fortunately, I've recently had Bobby join on a voluntary basis. She's a season ticket holder here, so she has Aldershot in her heart. She's a very passionate fan. She's been fantastic. I think she's been with us perhaps a month now. She comes in on a Monday and a Tuesday morning, helps me out with admin, gives me ideas, helps send emails out to people. But as I said, I was given a blank canvas, and in fact, the main achievements that Shahid wanted and the trustees of the foundation wanted was for us to set up holiday camps and also to set up a Vets Hub. So we've done both of those. The Vets Hub is on a Wednesday morning, the first Wednesday of the month, and being the home of the British Army, we invite ex-servicemen along to the JML, and we serve tea, coffee, biscuits, and provide a warm place for them to have a friendly chat. And also a lot of the local service providers will come along just to offer their support and to suggest ways in which they can find employment, or if they need somewhere to live, or if they've got money problems. Organisations like Stoll, Mike Jackson House, Step by Step, Ripple Pond, people like that have everybody's interests at heart. We've also had a lot of the garrison staff come down, so the commander himself and 1 or 2 of the people from the head office, so they come along and lend us their support. And we hope that the Vets Hub will continue to grow, and we're hoping to be able to offer activities for them to participate in whilst they're here, such as model making, or one of them wanted us to start an archery class for them, which I'm not sure is such a good idea. But hey, we're open to any ideas at all along those lines.
That's the important thing, isn't it? Is to be open to new ideas and really explore what the local community has to offer and what the foundation can offer those people as well.
For sure. In the match day programme every week, I put the last line is, if anyone's got any ideas, please do get in touch. We are open to anyone's suggestions for ideas in how we can engage with the community, how we can make everybody fitter, healthier and enjoying a more active lifestyle.
Because that's the thing as well with the match days as well, you know, all the mascots and everything, all the people we get in on those special occasions we do, you know, they're all run by yourself as well, and perhaps that doesn't get as much, not recognition, but, you know, I suppose it is recognition as maybe you deserve at times.
Well, we've tried hard to fill the community stand, or at least get people along to the community stand, and we are seeing some success. The last few weeks, it's been over half full for most of the games. Again, we're inviting people from the wider community, so we've had scouts, brownies, people, young carers have been along. We've had a lot of grassroots football teams come along, disability teams, people that represent our community. Some of those have been flag bearers, some of them we've had as mascots, some have taken penalties at half time. But again, it's difficult organising all that by myself and actually making sure I'm here every match day to be there at half time to drag the goals onto the pitch and make sure they're off again before the players come out for the second half. But it's good fun, keeps you on your toes, keeps you busy.
You do a great job of it all, you know, to manage it all at such time. It must be difficult for you to choose a biggest achievement of yours so far with all the people you meet.
I think we've had a lot of little wins. I mean, everything I've mentioned fills me with pride, and it all helps to throw the football club into a caring light. I think we are starting to engage with the community again. We spoke off air about how there's a bit of a buzz about the place and how it all seems to be coming together. We're all working incredibly hard. There aren't many of us, we're a very small team, but we're all very passionate about what we do and how we work together.
And is there any other achievements that you're proud of that you haven't yet mentioned?
I think the fact that we're officially a dementia-friendly club is a fantastic achievement. The club bought into that. We invited Alzheimer's Society along and gave all the first team players a chat and a lot of the staff as well. So we learned a lot about this awful disease that affects so many people. Simple things and complex things that we've all been able to take away, and probably most of us have used in our everyday life since. So we had an Alzheimer's Awareness Month. A lot of you that come will realise that we had collection buckets. We raised over £1,000 for the society. We had one of our local residents who's a lifelong Wrexham fan was introduced to the Wrexham manager and Danny before the Wrexham game, and he was given a couple of signed shirts, which was absolutely fantastic. I know Danny's been to a couple of local care homes. Ex-chairman Terry Owens sings regularly at local care homes and engages well with people with Alzheimer's. So that's something that's very close to us as a club. Through Alzheimer's, we managed to organise some disability lanyards, which are available from Paul in the programme shop and also Matt down in the ticket office. There's sunflower lanyards. I'm sure a lot of people have seen them already. I think Gatwick Airport started them off, and I know it's spread across different transport networks across the country. But these are lanyards that allow the wearer to show that they have a hidden disability, and so those other people that realise the significance of them can perhaps treat them with slight more care So we've distributed, or we are in the process of distributing disability lanyards to any of our fans that want to take them. And that just alerts everybody around them to the fact that they may have a special need or may be a little bit cautious or wary of walking through a door or avoiding certain things or situations. It just allows us to give them a little bit more room if necessary.
And like you said, it is about working together, maybe filling in where you don't need to and where you should need to, where people need help and things like that. Obviously, you've been here for just under a year now. What are your plans for the future?
Plans for the future? Well, to continue to grow the foundation, looking to bring on some full-time members of staff, get out into more schools, increase the provision of girls' football and also disability football. I think there's a big lack of facilities for disabled children and adults in Hampshire to participate in sport and football if they have a disability. I think the younger age groups, perhaps up to primary school, they are catered for, but once they leave that environment, there's definitely a lack of provision. And I know this from talking to parents at the various sessions we provide and holiday camps that I do. It's very important to ask people's opinions and get feedback and ask what they'd like us to try and do.
And I'm sure there'll be people watching this, who'll be inspired by the work you do and by everybody in the staff and the voluntary staff as well do. If people were to be looking for full-time work and sort of want to help out, what would be the best way to contact you or the club?
Well, I'm always looking for coaches. I'm always looking for people that are enthusiastic and want that enthusiasm to spread the word of football, basically, and all sports. My email address is readily available. I have a section in the match day programme every week. I'm very easily to get hold of. Please do.
What is it for those who haven't seen it?
My email address, john.monday@shotsfoundation.org.
Click here for the next video and click here to subscribe.